Right, this is part 2 of my Academy Tiger mid-production Normandy celebratory issue, which came out last year. And as I said in my previous video, I am now going to give you a guide through all the sprues. Okay, so the first sprue, if I open it up, in fact I might well take it out of its packet. In fact, yes I will, so you can get a bit better look at the detail. I can always pack these away after I've done the review anyway. So, first up, first two sprues are basically of the running gear and some of the torsion bars, as well as some of the shells. And if you see here, you got the shells. So it is obviously optional that you can do the interior, although there's not a lot of detail in the interior in this particular kit, so it may be emphasising from the early version they did with the interior. I love the way they've caught these shells, I have to say, and some of the running gear I am quite impressed with, as you can see with the detail on them there. Not far off a dragon sort of spec, if I must say. And then you've got the rear idler wheel, which you can see there. Nice lot of detail, no flash. And there's some of the torsion bars you put in the interior, which you can see there. Okay guys, and then obviously you've got the drive shaft for the front sprocket there. Okay, again on the other sprue you got the same again, all the running gear plus some shell cases, which you can see there, and the torsion bars. Very nicely done, I have to say. Right, put them up there. Just press that down a bit. Whoops, sorry guys. Make a bit of a mash of this. Let's get the goggles out of the way. Ah, that's better. Right, next sprue is of the turret and the barrel, which you can see here, and the front plate with the driver's hatch. Okay, actually I don't know if I've got that up the right way. There you go, there's the driver's hatch. Unlike the Dragon kit, you haven't got a glass interior. So there you go, very nicely done. And disappointingly, it's a two-piece barrel. So I think what I will do with this one is oh no, this might be a spare, but a two-piece barrel, but I won't be using that anyway. Okay, then you got the mantlets and the various back plates, which you can see here, nicely detailed. Okay, again you might have to apply your own Zimmerit on this with some putty. Then you've got the rear loader's hatch, which you can see there, nicely detailed. And then part of, if I get it into view, there's the cupola on the top of the turret. As you can see, it's completely different from the early version. And obviously you've got the loader's hatch, which you can see there. And if I turn that round, you've got the interior of the hatch there. Really nicely cast, I have to say. And what else have we got on the sprue? Oh, that's part of the cupola there, which you see. And then obviously you've got the stowage rack for the rear of the turret here, and I love the way they've caught the rivets on it as well. Very nice. Okay, so that's that. And if you look inside the turret, you've got a little bit of detail there, so you do have the option of possibly super detailing it or scratch building it if you so wish. But again, I might source some aftermarket interior detail for that, specifically possibly the linden. So that's that. Funnily enough, these emanate from the early version, so some of these will not apply, especially the Pfeiffer filters. So if you've got a Tiger where you've lost these could come in handy as spares. Okay, and then obviously part of the Pfeiffer filter system for an early version. There is the jack, which you can see nicely detailed there. Ignore the Pfeiffer filters. And then you've got the main casing for the starter crank handle. Okay, ammunition pack there, nicely detailed with the safety catches, as you can see. What is that? No, that is the rear tool set for the, I think that was for the tracks, if I'm correct. And then you've got some of the tools, if I can get them into view. Sorry guys, there you go. Nicely cast, nicely detailed. So that's that. Again, on this part you've got some of the parts of the figure. I have to say they're not bad, and I love the way they've caught his Knight's Cross on his tunic, which you can see just here. Very nicely done. There's his arms, legs, etc, etc, and there's his head, which is not bad. I can't say it's the best I've ever seen, to be honest with you, but I suppose you can work on it or just use a spare figure. There's part of the sprocket system. Okay guys, and part of the exhaust stack, which you can see there, and other various sub-assemblies, which you can see there. Okay, I think this is for the spare tracks which go on the side of the turret. Okay, and there's your spare tracks that go on the side of the turret, as I just mentioned. There's lovely crisp details you can see close up there, really nicely done. I'm not quite sure what they're meant to be. I've got a feeling they might be engine covers, but again, I suppose you've got the option of super detailing the engine if you want to put an engine in there. Right, next stage is, funnily enough, the actual turret that's meant to go on the mid-production one. Again, you've got interior detail in there, and then you've got the engine grills, which you can see right here, as well as the fan grill covers. There's your engine hatch. Lovely detail on it, and I think you can just see the interior of the turret there. Okay, and then you've got the various tools, and funnily enough, if you notice, you've even got the actual what do they call them? Clamps to keep the tow ropes down. And then you've got the exhaust stack right here, part of it, as you can see. Again, beautifully detailed, I have to say. And then some of the tools, again, which are optional. Okay, so that's that. Next up, again, you've got the side skirts. I may well source some Aber set for this, just to give it that little bent feeling, or cut some of them off. Okay, and part of the exhaust stack again, as you can see there. Tow bars there, and some of the clamps which keep the tools down. Very nicely detailed again. And then you've got part of the suspension system, which you can see here with the suspension arms. Okay, and that's that. Yep, that's that. And then, as I say, I'm not taking everything out of its bag, because I don't want to lose some essential parts in this kit. Let me get that up there. Penultimate sprue. Again, you've got some of the engine deck here, engine grills, back plate, which you can see nicely detailed there, mud guards, rear mud guards, engine hatch, and then obviously you've got the edge metal brass grills, and that's your Zimmerit tool there. Okay, and then you've got the front armour, which you can see there. Nicely done. Then they've actually got the tow ropes here in sprue. I have to say they're not bad, but I have seen slightly better, particularly on Dragon kits. They're not far off, but not quite there, I have to say. And then obviously got the rear exhaust shrouds, which you can see there. Okay, nice level of detail on it, I have to say. Not bad at all. And then obviously you've got the main lower hull, And again, surprisingly, you've got some surface detail inside, so you do obviously have the added option of trying to get some interior detail set if you want to do an interior. Then again, I will have to source and see if Linden do one. There you can see the escape hatches on the bottom, and obviously where the torsion arms go as well. But again, it's beautifully cast, nice crisp detail. The only thing I am disappointed about is this, where you've got the nameplate and what kit it is. That I will have to sand off because that is going to be noticeable. So the only one disappointing thing about this hull. As I say, the rest of it, the interior detail, is very nicely done. Then obviously you've got the vinyl tracks, which I won't be using because they are a damn nightmare. So I'll be sourcing aftermarket. But I have to say, for the vinyl tracks, the detail on them is beautifully caught yet again. Okay. And then obviously you've got the plastic lugs for your running gear. And last but not least, you've got your decal sheet. Now, I have heard nightmares about the decals with Academy kits. So what I may well do is source aftermarket ones such as Bison and see if they do them. So basically, in a nutshell, that is the Academy Tiger 1 mid-production Normandy Tiger. I'd say it's not a bad kit, plenty of detail, not as detailed as I would say the Dragon kits, and nowhere near on a par, but not far off. And I'm sure it's going to build into a beautiful, beautiful kit, and I do look forward to building this one because I am going to do it as Otto Karras' Tiger. So there you have it. That is the review. I hope you liked it. If you did, good. If you didn't, okay, fair enough, move on. But I have to say, it's not a bad model of a Tiger. So if you want to go out and get one, definitely do so. Anyway, until then, get kit crazy, happy modelling, and I'll see you on the next one.